want to welcome you all and also introduce you to our Deputy Governor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, and also our Governor is unavoidably absent today. So we thank you so much for coming from far and wide. We welcome you all. A lot of faces I've seen before. We had our COP in Abuja, my first time. And I know that with due deliberations today, we will obviously make headways again. Thank you very much for coming, and you're welcome. Thank you.
On behalf of the Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, I welcome you to Edo State. And on his behalf, I also read this address. It's with great delight that I welcome all management staff of Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, and other honorable commissioners in charge of budget and economic planning in the 36 states of the Federation, and all other participants here present to the first regional meeting of Community of Practice by states. The topic to be discussed at this meeting is quite timely, appreciated, as Edo State has been in the forefront of tackling human trafficking with a view to putting a stop to the unwholesome acts and rehabilitating illegal returnees by giving them a sense of worth. Let me begin by saying that in the last couple of years, Edo State have taken the bull by its horns by requesting donor partners like EU, GIZ, IOM to partner with the state government to tackling trafficking in our region. For us in the state, we have adequate multifaceted effort aimed at eradicating the menace through 3 P's: prevention, protection, persecution of individuals involved in human trafficking. The traditional ruler have not been left out in this crusade. Our profound thanks go to our revered monarch of the Benin Kingdom, Oba Eware II, who has taken the lead in statewide effort to prevent young people from being trafficked. I'm sure you have been aware that some of these trafficked and the traffickers have their local way of tying these people to believe that when they swear to an oath, that oath has its implication on their lives. So the collaboration between the state government and Oba is one of the magic that has helped us this far. Edo State government demonstrated in its strong commitment to break the chain of human trafficking by being the first state to establish the Edo State Task Force against human trafficking. And interestingly, we made the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to head that task force, which is very unusual. And she has actually done very well with her team. This is with a view to enhancing multi-sectoral response towards prevention of human trafficking, protection of victims, and their access to justice, persecution of traffickers, and the successful rehabilitation of victims. You know, issues of persecution is also an issue, and access to justice is one other issue that bringing the Attorney General and making it a multi-sectoral committee has also helped to deal with all issues of social and economical, and also in the area of judicial services. We have the Ministry of Women Affairs, and we have the Commissioner for the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. Obviously, the issue of the social aspects and the judicial aspect is also taken care of. And that is why in Edo State today, we can pride ourselves to say the ugly incident and the negative image and name that he has given the state is gradually being eroded, because we have been able to redefine what they ought to be, but also providing them a new way of life through training and retraining, teaching them to the extent that they can become what they want to be at home without seeking for these greener pastures outside the country. The committee not only track them from when they are entering the state, but also provide stipends for these returnees, and also train them and also give them starter packs to start their life afresh. And also, we don't stop there, we also follow them up. You'll be surprised that the seminar bags that the use were manufactured by these returnees. So that is to tell you that they can now provide for themselves and also provide service to their state and to the country. In the area of tackling poverty and reducing poverty level to the barest minimum, it will interest you to note that Edo State are taking steps to put social protection programs in place to alleviate and cushion the effect of poverty on the poor and vulnerable in the state. It will interest you to note also that in collaboration with UNICEF and the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, the state has also drafted a social protection policy. Let me now turn to the welcome address, to a lecture note, as I understand that the two main issues to be presented border on tackling poverty and human trafficking. It is my sincere hope that at the end of this deliberation, knowledge will have been shared among participants and lessons learned will be put into practice to ensure we have a society that will be free from vices associated with poverty. It is my pleasure and honor, therefore, to declare this meeting open to the glory of God. Once again, you are welcome to the heartbeat of the nation, the state that when you visit, you will not want to return back to your state because of the comfort and the security that you enjoyed. And by the grace of God, we will obviously share with you what we have achieved and what we have gained through the task force committee and other sectorial policies we have put in place. And we also learn from you also. And we can assure you, we have a governor that always will tell you the era of talking is over. Era of implementation is now. We will definitely take advantage of those things that you have arrived at this meeting to also implement or add to what our implementation committee is doing. Thank you and God bless you.
I would just like to say that I'm highly gratified that I'm standing here, and I'm glad to be here because I speak on behalf of justice. As the Attorney General, I am gratified because budget and planning have realized something which is fundamental and which has to be realized in Nigeria if we're really to get our act together and to move in the way that we should move. And that is the centrality of the law and the necessity for the law and governance to be an integral part of whatever it is that we are doing. And in governance, planning and budget are the beginning. They're the starting point for anything that we do. So when I looked and I saw, I said yes, that it is something that I'm not surprised at. And when I came here, I didn't really know so much about the COP. But when I looked and I saw that it was actually initiated by the Honorable Minister of Finance, who I've had a very, very good relationship with. She's a sister of many years, and I know that she's very into governance right before she went into NATI, and she was excellent in NATI. So I know that being grounded in governance issues, her tenure will definitely be one that is characterized by governance. And so I'm very, very happy to be here, and I'm sure that as budget and planning takes its rightful role within Nigeria, we will definitely go forward. So I really wish you very, very successful deliberations. Thank you for coming to Edo State, and enjoy yourselves.
Defeat Piel for your goodwill message. Thank you as you come.
And a warm welcome to all of you on behalf of DFID. DFID stands for the Department for International Development. And I come here and I bring you warm greetings on behalf of the Partnership to Engage, Reform and Learn. Since 2016, when this initiative began, we supported the then Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, who is the initiator of this program, currently the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. It was centered around the 71 resolutions, and they needed a platform to track those resolutions. Those resolutions were meant to take us out of recession, and the COP was born to address that and many other issues relating to planning. We at PEL have been part of that process. We've provided support in the best way that we can, and we're glad to see that after 4 to 5 years, this baby is still moving very strongly. I want to, at this juncture, congratulate and thank His Excellency Mr. Godwin Obaseki, the Executive Governor of Edo State, who hearkened to the Commissioner's request and decided to host this meeting. I also want to put it on record that we are great admirer of His Excellency's great work and wish him the very best ahead. But I also want to thank Mr. Philip Schreiber. We are glad that we have zeroed in on one of the major challenging issues that we have as a continent and as a country, which is on poverty eradication. Mr. President, His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, is desirous of lifting 100 million people out of poverty over the next 10 years. And it's in line with those thoughts that the COP today is focusing on the poverty eradication. We are glad that Edo State, who has been in the front runner of lifting a significant number of its indigents from poverty with various initiatives. In the course of today's program, we will be listening to those initiatives. His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, has spoken a lot more on that, and we hope that in the course of it, we'll go into greater details. It is our hope that the community of practice will continue to grow from strength to strength. We hope that we will improve on the number. I think we have about 15 states or so that are here. We hope that by the next regional meeting, we'll have at least a minimum of 30 states present. On behalf of PEL, I want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of your story.
I'm delighted to be with you on the occasion of the 9th Community of Practice, organized at regional level by the Edo State Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning. The overall theme for the 2020 COP is tackling extreme poverty in Nigeria, sustainable approaches, while the sub-theme for the 9th COP is poverty eradication, is sustainable approach to tackling human trafficking in southern Nigeria. It is quite apt, especially at this crucial time of our national development. The dinner is also coming at a time the federal government is making efforts to consolidate on achievements made in the last 5 years on human capital development. Today's meeting is very significant as it provides me another opportunity to meet with my colleagues, the honorable commissioners representing their state. Together, we will strive in addressing the challenges of the country. I'd like to express my profound appreciation to the Edo State government for accepting to host the first in the series of regional COP. Let me recall that at the last edition of the Joint Planning Board, National Council on Development Planning, a number of socio-economic related issues that will take most Nigerians out of poverty were extensively addressed. Some of the major outcomes and resolutions of that meeting were: subnational governments were advised to collaborate with the federal government in curbing security challenges in the various states in order to attract more investors. States were to promote the integration of the informal sector into the mainstream of their economic planning activities and encourage development of entrepreneurial skills through economic clusters and trade groups. Governments at all levels were to intensify economic diversification and revenue-generating efforts. Federal and state governments to put in necessary policy measures to facilitate job and wealth creation, and the need to effectively monitor all the resolutions reached at the Joint Planning Board by the federal government in collaboration with the state. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to inform you that on our part, most of these recommendations are being addressed. I trust that the state governments have also taken relevant steps towards implementing last year's recommendations, and the permanent secretary will brief us during the follow-up sessions. As we are all aware, poverty is the root cause of most of the trafficking in humans we are experiencing in this country. We cannot fold our hands and allow the brain drain capital flight to continue. This is the right time for us, as the government agency responsible for planning, to act. Finally, as honorable commissioners, permanent secretaries, directors of planning, development experts, and other colleagues, we are scheduled with the responsibility of charting a roadmap that will lead to the acceleration of lifting millions of Nigeria out of poverty. Our aim is to achieve an economic growth that is inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. Let us therefore actively share ideas and experiences in the course of this dinner/meeting and come out with strategies and concrete programs that will lead to the actualization of taking Nigeria out of poverty. In concluding, I enjoin us to accord this meeting the importance that it deserves and look forward to the outcomes. Once again, I warmly welcome all members and wish all successful celebrations.